So welcome to my PIF talk again for Life Coach University. Life Coach University is an amazing place that came up with these PIF talks that coaches like myself and others give these talks out of the goodness of our hearts. We love it. I know I do. I've talked to the other coaches as well. And paying it forward is just an amazing way to spread the love. So I'll spread the love by telling you what I know and giving you bits of wisdom. And if you get anything out of this today, or even not, if you just like spreading the love, please do it. Sorry, my mind is a little about today. Maybe it's a little bit of the weather. So hi, Monica from Shelton. How are you? Thank you for coming. So today we're going to talk about what are your thoughts? What kinds of things do you think about on a daily basis? And the reason we're doing that is because our focus for this week is, are you living your truth? Are you living your truth? Are you being your authentic self? Do you want to be your authentic self? Is that something you've always wanted to do and you didn't know how to do it, or you were afraid to do it? Well, today we're going to talk about what you think about on a daily basis. So think about that for a second. What thoughts come up in your head? Are you kind in your thoughts? Are your thoughts stressful? Are they making you crazy? Are your thoughts making you calm? Are you being judgmental of yourself and your thoughts? Are you being judgmental of others? You know, what are your thoughts? What kind of space are your thoughts putting you in every day? So if anyone wants to jump on, let me see who's on here and let me know what kind of thoughts you have. Deanne, I see you here. Eve, Monica, you know, I've thought about that with myself. And if you've heard me before in the past couple of days or my past webinars I've done monthly here at Life Coach University, I have thought into my thoughts, and I've actually gone as far as writing them down because it's really easy for me to forget. I'm a forgetter. It's happened over time and I have to write things down. I know, Monica, you and I have talked about that we have to write things down. We just forget, it happens. So as I've written things down, it actually helps me realize how much I think about this in a day, or how much I think about that in a day. How much am I kind to myself? How much am I stressing myself out? And I'll tell you what, it took me a while to even get to that point of writing something down, because I didn't want to show myself something bad about myself. I didn't want to go there, but I didn't like how I was. I didn't like how I was being. So I thought, well, you know what? This is the next step. Let me try it. So if you feel confident and safe enough with yourself to write this down, or even go there in the first place and think about, what have I thought about today? What are some things you're thinking about? I've shown myself that I'm stressed out. I've shown myself that I get frustrated with myself because I am one of those people that will change what's at the top of my list to do throughout the day, right? Maybe I have ADD. I don't know. I've never been checked out for it. So are you good at being able to do what you have on a list? how you have it on the list. And sometimes things need to change on that list because of how things have gone in the day. Right? And there's a reason for you to have to change it. But are you just changing it because you see it and you're changing it? I realized I'm doing that. And my thought is to get frustrated with myself. And I get frustrated because am I spending my time so that I'm going to get everything done that I want to get done? Or is changing things at the top of my list going to make me change what I'm doing and I'm not using my time in the best way? So the thing that got me to change that was that I saw I was being frustrated with myself in my thoughts. And that really does help, because once you're aware of that, when you think it, you think, wow, okay, here's a frustration. I don't want that. So what do I need to do? What do I need to change to grow? And honestly, I really hate that word change because it's a scary word. So I'd like to use the word growth more. But then I came to a realization. I said, Jodi, get real. You need to change to grow. It's just what we really need to do, right? We don't just grow. So I started going back and using the word change. But the flip side of that is you do it when you're ready. You can't do it when you're not ready. There's things that I have not changed, and I realized it's because I'm just not ready to do it yet. So I put it aside, but I realize I know it's there. So let's look at other things, at how we think about ourselves and what we think on a daily basis. First, I see something Monica wrote. I relate to the changing that's at the top of my list, and in getting better at being in the moment and limiting thoughts to positive ones in some way. What do I want? What am I grateful for? Kind thoughts, not judgmental. That's right. Really good point, Monica. The more judgmental we are with ourselves, the less we're going to get anywhere. So we have to come to a place where we're not being judgmental. And that's when we ask ourselves the word why. Why are we frustrated with ourselves? Where's that coming from? And what type of person are you that you have your thoughts in the first place? Are you stressed a lot? So you have all these stressful moments and these stressful thoughts? Have you learned to be a little bit more peaceful? And you can have more peaceful thoughts. For either of these things, there's that big question of why. Why do these stressful thoughts come into play in the first place? Can you go back and find out why those stressful thoughts are happening? Where do they come from? Do you have to go all the way back? Is it from your upbringing? Is it from your parents? Is it from your environment? Is it something you're putting on yourself because you want to be perfect? You know, where are they coming from? What's the why? The why is so powerful. It's so important. And it's how we coach ourselves when we think of the why. It's one of the things I love about coaching. Coaching is not something you do for years and years and years. You know, I remember family members going to therapy growing up, and they would just go back for years. And the reason I got into coaching and love it so much is it because it helps you come up with your own answers and be able to help yourself. So when something happens again for you, you have an idea of what you could do to help yourself. And then you know what? You can pay it forward, and you could try to help others too. So gosh, it's just one reason I love coaching so much, because we can help ourselves. And nothing negative about therapy in any way. I think we both have our places, and I don't know, for all I know, therapy does that now too. If anybody goes to therapy, please let me know. Does therapy let you help yourself too? I'd love to know that so I could start saying that. So let's see, Monica says, after getting over the challenge of looking at my list, I realize it should be prioritizing my list. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a tool that I love where it's called Eating the Elephant. And I don't love that name so much because I'm a vegetarian, so I don't love that name, but I get the point, right? You can make 3 groups. You could find out what is most important that must be done today. And then you can find other things that need to be done, but don't have to be done right away. And then there's other things, the last group, that don't even have a deadline. And what can be, you know, on a list and come on the list when they can, get on that master list when they can. So yeah, that's a really good point of you can break down what you need to do. So let's see, welcome Susan, welcome Liz. Thank you guys for coming back. I'm not sure if you've ever been here, Susan. If you haven't, then welcome. So let's see. Why are you thinking about the kinds of thoughts you're having? If they're stressful, like I said, why are they stressful? If they're coming from the environment, why is that happening? What's going on in your mind that's stressing you out with your environment? Or what's stressing you out if it's coming from family or close friends? You know, why is it happening? Get to the root of that why, and see if you can find a path that can kind of tear that down, if you will, and see if it doesn't have to be so stressful anymore. And if you're not too nervous about writing it down, write them down. You hear journals. Does anybody journal? I put my hand up, but I only do sometimes, because I'm the kind of person where my mind goes faster than I write. So I'm one of those people that gets frustrated journaling. But I know it helps a lot of people out here. So maybe you want to journal about these thoughts that are coming up for you. And sometimes all it takes is writing it down, just getting it on a paper and getting it away out of your mind and putting it somewhere. And you never even have to look at it again. Others can go back to that and look at it again and see maybe there's something they still need to work on. So do you journal, and which one are you? Monica, I usually journal when I'm trying to work something out in my mind. Yeah. That's why I try to do it sometimes, like you, just to get it out of my mind and on the paper. And then some people go a step further and they'll actually rip it up and throw it away. Okay, it's off my mind. It's there. Now it's gone. Some people will put it in the sink or in some fire and burn it. It's done. It's gone. You know, that act can help get rid of it. So these ideas that you're having in your mind, those things can work. Talking to someone else is really helpful to me. That's why coaches are so helpful. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's so funny. Sometimes I don't even realize that I've helped somebody. I know there's other coaches on here. And they'll say to me, oh my God, I had an epiphany. I had this and I had that. And I realize, wow, it's just because they were able to get it out. So with what I'm asking you about today, what do you think of every day? If you think it would help you to talk to somebody rather than have it in your mind, maybe you're having an epiphany today, maybe I need to get it out in a different way, these things I'm thinking, especially if you're thinking of them on a daily basis. What are you thinking of every single day? What are those things that are coming into your mind every single day? Are they helpful or are they harmful? Is it something that would be more useful if you let go of? What's the best way for you to let go of it? What do you need to do to let go of it? Deanne, Eva, Eve, Liz, Monica, you've been so helpful in here. Susan, anybody that has anything else to say? I see there's a question in the Q&A box. Anonymous says, I usually wake up with negative thoughts, fear, worry, and then positive thoughts start to show up after a cup of coffee. Oh, that is so interesting. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So what comes up for me immediately is, why do you think you're coming up with something negative rather than something positive first thing in the morning? The very next thing that's coming up for me is, I don't know about you, and maybe this is why, I find negativity just comes up so much easier for us than positivity, doesn't it? And I don't even know why that is. If anybody thinks, Monica or anybody else thinks they know why negativity will come up so much easier than positivity. Is it because of how we've been raised? Is it because of our environment and all the negativity that just comes up first? Monica, what are you saying? Our brains are wired to have a negative bias. It's to protect us. Yeah, you know what, Monica? That's our ego, right? Our ego is there to protect us. This is making so much sense. I guess I did know, and you're just letting me know. Because I do know that ego is there. That ego is actually 90% of our mind. How crazy is that? 90%. That means our conscious mind is only 10%. Crazy, right? So how much can we have in our mind for the 10% versus the 90% of all of that information? That just blows my mind. And I'm trying, yes, and I myself are trying to get the default to be gratitude. So what that means is that we need to take something out of that subconscious and bring it into our conscious, right? And then we're going to think about it. You're so right. The negativity, I love this, Monica, is so much more, I guess, of what's in our conscious mind. So that is our default. We do go to it first. So what do we need to do to get more out of that 90% subconscious mind? And I know what we need to do. So I'm going to tell you, we need to think about that positive stuff. So to you brilliant anonymous person that came up with this, I thank you so much for coming out with this. What we need to do with our positive thoughts after negative thoughts, and I include myself, that's why I'm saying we, is say that positive thought more. Whatever it is, say it more. Can you say to yourself before you go to sleep at night, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to say this positive thought first. And anything else I could think that are positive thoughts, I'm going to think of those things. So those things are going to come to my mind in the morning, because that is the way we get out of our ego and into our conscious mind. We say the positive things to ourselves more and more and more. And you'll notice as time goes by, because this is a process, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. My goodness, it's 20 after already. It's not something that happens overnight. It's going to take a minute. So you do whatever you need to do. And one tool that's amazing that I just kind of threw in there just now, what can you say to yourself at night? Okay, to say, this is what I want to think in the morning. This is how I want to feel when I wake up in the morning, to lead me into the rest of my day. Okay, so think of that. So, okay, let's see. So Eva says, what we practice improves. Absolutely. And you also said, I love having positive affirmations around the house just to remind me. And you know what, Eva, I'm going to go one step further. Have you ever done positive affirmations? I actually started doing the affirmations. Affirmations, the difference between them is affirmations is what you want to happen. Affirmations is saying it like being grateful that it's already happened, that it's already there. So you're not thinking it's something you want. And can I get this? It's saying it as it already happened. And one more little piece of wisdom, those affirmations, because you're saying it like it's already happened, boom, that is how you're manifesting. Yep. If you're thinking of it like it's already there, manifestation coming your way. All right, let me quickly go to these two more, or one more. I have to be very intentional to be positive. Yeah. When I'm tired, I sometimes forget to be positive. Yeah. So absolutely. So the more you are positive, whenever you are thinking of it, do it as much as you can, so that it will, spill over into being positive when you're not thinking about it. That's why it's so important to do it when it is on your mind. It will start to spill over when you're not thinking about it. So, wow, this went really fast today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for coming to Life Coach University. Pay it forward if you've gotten any wisdom for this, or even if you haven't, if you're just here because you love the pay it forward concept, please pay it forward in any way you see fit. Smile at somebody on the street, call somebody and send them a smile over the phone. If you are out, and you want to do something bigger and you want to pay for someone's groceries in front of you, I've heard of that. Let somebody go. If you're on the street, let someone turn before you, whatever it is. And on a last note, I'm really excited to talk about also, Kelly Turner is going to be doing her PIF talk for tomorrow on the 4th, her full hour PIF talk. I know Kelly personally, and she is such a kind, authentic person. So it's so fitting that she will be talking tomorrow about authentically rising. And so if you love authenticity as much as I do, amazing speaker, really easy to listen to. Everybody here is just so easy to listen to. And she will be on tomorrow at 3:00 on the 4th. Okay. So if you have any interest in that, go see Kelly. I'm Jodi Jackson, and I really, really, really look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm having so much fun with this. I hope you are too. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
When you want something else to change, all you have to do, I will tell you. What you have to do is change yourself. All you have to do is pay it forward in your mind. All you have to do Smile,